Hi there, this is Kaushik Ranchod from the Ranchod Law Group. Welcome to our immigration show. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a case study of some successful I-601A hardship waivers so you can see how we got our cases approved. And you'll want to stay tuned to the very end. We're going to talk about two types of cases, so you want to learn about both. One, the client was from Guatemala, and one was from Central America, and we handle cases from all over, but we're just doing a snapshot today. So, first of all, you're going to probably want to know, well, do you qualify for I-601A waiver? So I-601A waivers generally for individuals who enter without a visa and overstayed. So you may be eligible for this if your spouse is a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, or you have a parent who's a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. So in this situation, they would be the qualifying relative where we would demonstrate extreme hardship to that relative. And that's what the crux of the case is by demonstrating extreme hardship for that relative. So let's talk about how we did that for Guatemalan national who was married to U.S. citizens. So in that situation, the family or the qualifying relative has some mental health issues. So the wife suffered from depression and psychosomatic issues. Part of that was caused because of her spouse's lack of status in the United States. So that's one argument that we were able to make. Also, she had large medical bills. And then additionally, he was a large contributor to their finances in the household. So we were able to argue financial hardship, mental health hardship, and by combining both of those, we were able to get the case approved. So as you can see from this case, what we did is we combined multiple factors to demonstrate extreme hardship. And a lot of times what it does is that when we're communicating with a client, then we are able to figure out what those hardships are. You may not think you have certain hardships, but that's because you're in the middle of your life, you're in the weeds of your life. And so when you take a step back and communicate with a third party, those hardships can be revealed. That case was again for a Guatemala national. Now we're gonna talk about another case where they're from Central America, talk about the hardships in this situation so you can get a flavor, so you can get a feel of what kind of cases get approved for extreme hardship. In this situation, what we did is we used our hardship waiver matrix to really delve into the hardships and look for all the hardships that could be possibly explained to demonstrate extreme hardship. So in this situation, the client entered more than 10 years ago. He also had never had any trouble with the law, and he was also married to a US citizen. So let's get back to the hardships of this case and how we demonstrated hardships. So in this case, we argued that she could not relocate to his home country because of poor country conditions. And we were able to provide documentation of those poor country conditions. And another argument that we were able to make was that she had health needs and that he may need to attend to her health needs if they were reoccurring. He was also the primary financial provider for the family, and that was another form of hardship that we were able to make. So in this situation, we were able to argue financial hardship, and we were also able to argue that there was certain types of health hardship. We also asked for a favorable exercise of discretion because he had worked almost entirely for the same employer since he was in the United States. In this day and age where people are hopping from employer to employer, we noted that this person had not done that he was loyal to his employer, that he was loyal to his wife. So as you can see here, we delved into many aspects of his life, many aspects of the US citizen's life to demonstrate extreme hardship. So every case is unique. That's why I would recommend that you talk to an attorney to really look at all of the hardships to see whether or not you qualify and take advantage of applying for the I-601A waiver, or if you're not eligible for the I-601A waiver, you may not be eligible depending upon your situation, see what other forms of relief that are available. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And we will talk to you next time. And put in the comments what you'd like to see a video on. And that'll help me create the next video for you. Bye for now.